What's up, book nerds? Today we have a different, well, okay, this isn't anything new. I recently read Burning Daylight by Emily McIntire. I really liked it. And if she can stick this landing, then we have a new auto by author. So I'm excited about that. This is Hooked by Emily McIntire. I'm excited. This will be kind of like a breather for me. Doing a lot of romantasy books is hard for me because my main genre is mafia romance. My main genre and my specialty is mafia romance. So it's hard for me to be away from it for so long. I'm going through withdrawals. But it's fine. I'm doing fine. I'm gonna read this book that's Hooked. It's supposed to be like a Peter Pan retelling, which is kind of cool. I am doing the Disney College program, so maybe this will be nice and wholesome, but knowing Emily, probably not. So yeah. I made it to like chapter 2 and I'm calling it a night. I am trying a new method of tabbing where you like fold the tab back into the book. So we'll see how that goes. And yeah, I'm gonna go to a coffee shop tomorrow and I'll read more there. But for now, that's it. I'm going to bed. Good night.
This book is killing me. I hate the miscommunication trope, and that we're literally one giant miscommunication trope. That is all we are doing right now. Okay, where was I? Oh, I finished. I'm headed back to my apartment, and yeah, super excited. I will say Emily McIntire books are always really bingeable, so I really like it. I have a lot of thoughts. The miscommunication trope is kind of cringy, but we did get past it pretty quickly, so I'm happy about that. I think James in Hook, like as the main male character, was really interesting. Overall, I just have a lot of thoughts, so I'll see you guys in a second.
Hello, we're back again. And I am going to finish the last 40 pages of, hold on. Okay, we're gonna finish. I like this book. I'm excited to read the rest. I like James. I like her. I like them both. They do be kind of hot. So we're gonna finish. I really like my new tabbing method. It's gonna sit easier on my bookshelf. So yeah, super excited. Actually, I don't even think it's 40 pages. No, there's 40 pages left. 300. I'm on 250. How many freaking family members does this man have? First it was my cousin, now it's my brother, now it's my sister, no. Like, how many are you? Dude, there's like been 4 secret relatives nobody knew about that made their appearance magically in this book. I can't. I can't. I'm done. I finished Hooked. I am super excited to film the review for you guys because I have a lot to say. I have lots and lots of notes. I have a lot to say about Emily McIntire as an author. I really like the new tabbing method that I did. Like, look, I folded the tabs in and it just looks, hold on, you can't really see it. It just looks so much classier. Like, that is a sexy book. I may even give this away to one of you guys. So without further ado, let's get into the book review, shall we? I've officially finished Hooked and I am ready to give you my final review on it. Now, if you remember correctly, I read Burning Daylight by Emily McIntire about a month ago, and it was my first book that I had ever read that was written by her. I liked it so much. I thought it was a wonderful romance novel. It was beautifully written. I really, really enjoyed it. One thing that I'm picking up on from Emily McIntire is that she knows how to write a very tasteful dark romance, because that was exactly what Hooked was. This is a dark romance. I did really, 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 really enjoy it. And that's coming from somebody who doesn't like other dark romances like Haunting Adeline and other books in that kind of genre. They don't really do it for me. I don't find myself picking them up a lot. The extent that I will go to for a dark romance is a mafia romance, because those are my favorite. It had all of the aspects of a romance book that I personally enjoyed. There is a miscommunication trope in here that did kind of irk me, but it was only for about a chapter or two, and I did manage to overcome it very quickly because it was just so interesting and it was amazing book. It was an amazing book. One thing about this book and this series that Emily McIntire published, because I do plan on reading the other ones, is that they're all Disney-esque retellings. For instance, this book is a modern-esque day Peter Pan retelling, with our main male character being Hook and our main female character being Wendy. And overall, I really liked it. Subjectively speaking, I found this book to be rather enjoyable. Very nice, very well paced, very well written, very well fleshed out as far as the storyline goes. I can see a universe where some readers may find the Peter Pan references to be slightly cheesy. So if that kind of makes you cringe a little bit inside, then I don't think that this will be the book for you. Now, as far as our two main characters within Hooked go, there wasn't a whole lot of character development for either of them. I will say the main male character, James, definitely had some character growth between the beginning of the book and the end. I saw him develop and mature as a person, because in the beginning of the book he was kind of this playboy-esque player type of character, and as the book went on you could see him genuinely start to develop feelings and grow as a person, and it made you feel warm and fuzzy on the inside. This book does alternate between POVs. Now, as far as Wendy goes, our female main character, she really didn't have this nice character growth kind of moment that I was expecting her to have, which is okay when it comes to this sort of like interconnected-esque standalone book. There's really like, you don't have to have character growth in a book like this because it is a one book that is going to be done after this. We're never going to see these characters again, and if we do, it's going to be in passing in a somewhat interconnected other story. So it was okay. I would have liked to have seen a little bit more of Wendy's personality at the end of the book, because she does go through this very tumultuous moment where she like dad, who she loves a lot, who she's looked up to her entire life, and it's kind of this like very emotional, very big moment for her, and I would have liked to have seen how she grew as a person afterwards, because I do feel like that was a very defining moment. But the book does end very shortly after that. We only get like 1 or 2 chapters after that. I will say, as far as character growth, James has an excellent growth of character. Wendy, not so much. It could have been better thought out. But again, this is an interconnected standalone book. She didn't really need to grow as a character, so like it wasn't like a huge deal that she didn't. And that's kind of what I'm trying to say. If you're really like into books that are like, oh, they have to grow as a person, this one's probably not gonna be for you. Just gonna go ahead and go out on a limb, it's not gonna be for you. But moving on to other things that I want to complain about, we have pacing, because I will say I was expecting a huge issue with the pacing, because again, I hated Burning Daylight's pacing. I thought it was stupid, but Hooked was far better than Burning Daylight when it came in terms of pacing. And what I mean by that is, within this universe, what is the context of like time? So like, how long over the course of this book is the story taking place? When do certain events happen within the book? Are they consistent? Is there ever a period of time within the book where I'm bored? That's what I mean when I say pacing. And I pay a lot of attention to pacing because it's something that bothers me personally. And I will say, this book had little to no issues with pacing. The only thing that I found to be slightly weird was time seemed to like warp differently within the book, almost like Emily kind of forgot the timeline she was keeping within the story. I found that when James kidnaps Wendy, it was like, I wasn't sure how long she was held for. Apparently it was 2 weeks, and then apparently it was 1 week, and then it wasn't even a week. So like, it was kind of complicated, kind of confusing for the reader. Didn't love that, but I'm not gonna knock her too much for it. I would have loved to have seen one of her editors pick up on the different contexts of the time within the story, because it was just very off. But as far as pacing goes, like the actual sequencing of events, very well paced, very beautifully paced. I was very surprising at the pacing within this book, because again, her newest book, Burning Daylight, had so many issues, like too many. If you want to know about them, just go watch the video. But when I read Hooked, I didn't have any similar problems. And again, this leads back to what I was saying earlier. I think the problem is that Emily McIntire now feels like she has to write 500-page minimum novels, and she just realistically cannot plot enough to give us a novel of that length, which is fine. Some authors, and this is going to be a hot take, some authors are not built to be 500, 600-page authors. They just realistically cannot think that far ahead. They can't plot well enough that far ahead, and that is perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with putting out a book that's only 300 pages. And I do think that that is something that may become a bigger issue for Emily, because there were periods, vast periods of time within this book where I was bored, and this book was perfect. It was, everything took place when it needed to, when climactic scenes or like when climactic or dramatic scenes happened in this book, it was right around the time when I started to get bored. It was perfect, perfection. I would even go as far as saying Hooked was better than Burning Daylight. Yeah, Hooked was better than Burning Daylight. But it's interesting, I will say, from like a nerdy standpoint, it's interesting to see the regression in writing that has come from Emily McIntire. Because again, before this, I had only read Burning Daylight. I really loved it. Now that I've read Hooked, I just find it to be so interesting at how far we have strayed from this masterpiece to this. Which again, this was still really good. I bought all of the US editions. I love them. I love this series. I will continue reading this. I do plan on continue reading this. And I can also say that Emily McIntire has officially been added to my very short list of auto-buy authors, because I understand that authors go through these phases and like these shifts with their writing where things are different and they're experimenting, they're trying to try new things, they're trying to try out some new things, and I'm okay with that. But I really love it when an author is consistent, and Emily McIntire is one of those authors where I really like her writing. I really like her relationship, like ideas, like the couples she comes up with, and I'm gonna be okay with pretty much anything she writes. So Emily McIntire has been added to my auto-buy list for authors. I really loved Hooked, and I thought it was an amazing Disney Peter Pan retelling. And as somebody who will be doing the Disney College program very soon, I am super excited to read the rest of this series that she has. And other than that, that is all I have for my little book nerds today. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching.